Hey guys, welcome to the show. This is Nerd Age Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mick, and I'm joined by my other hosts, Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Hey, what's going on?
And Jonah.
Hey guys,
What up? It's our second episode.
we made it to week 2.
Yeah.
What a ride it's been.
It's been 1 week.
It's such a long and winding road, hasn't it been?
We basically just uploaded it, and now we're here. What's changed in your life since of all this?
So many. I had a daughter.
What? Wow.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
I did not have a daughter.
All
I am
because of the
more
podcast?
mature. Yeah.
More mature. I don't what.
Nah. But Jonah,
No,
probably not.
that's not true.
Oh man, yeah. I think the first episode for considering I've never podcasted before, and I don't. Well, most of us haven't. Like, not bad.
Yeah. It was fun. I think Corey mentioned it last week, but just being able to get together and have an excuse to hang out has been good. So we're excited to be able to continue to do this.
Yeah.
I already got some constructive criticism.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
You want to hear? what it is?
Yeah, I'm down.
Less Jonah. That's what I heard.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
Yeah, everyone says that. But let me say this one thing.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
It was about the Snyder Cut, and you guys were asking me questions. Okay, so I'll
I don't
sit.
know if we really ask questions.
I'll sit in the back.
Well, do you want to
That's
talk more
all I
about
did.
the Snyder Cut this week?
No, we can relax on that
Round
for
2.
this week.
Yeah, if there's any hot takes or new announcements, I'm sure you're gonna bring it up.
I'll give
anyway.
people a break, but next week,
Yeah.
join us for more Snyder talk.
So 1 week on, 1 week off.
that's right.
Okay. I mean,
I'll take it.
got to keep things new and fresh. Speaking of new and fresh, some trailers came out this past week. The Loki trailer. Don't know if you guys have seen it. Josh?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Did anyone else watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Jonah's
Hey,
bias.
I'll
is
get to
showing.
it. I'll get to it.
Let me know if it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
You can talk.
Really?
Well, the
Okay,
trailer's
so
good.
guess who's in it? Loki.
Okay, yeah.
Take a guess.
And wow.
Yes. Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
Owen Wilson
Owen
is in
Wilson.
it.
way. No way.
Wait, who does he play?
Wait, are you serious?
Some
Yeah.
old guy with a mustache.
Sorry, gotta
Hey, look
see.
up
Does he have a
pictures.
mustache?
Yeah. Well, maybe I made it up. I
Wow.
thought he had a white hair.
No, I thought you guys were joking.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of the time. I think
that gonna
he
be
works
the-
for the Time Variant
Oh, he is.
People Association.
Is that going to be the rest of the podcast? Every single one of us going, wow.
Doing our terrible
Wow.
Owen Wilson impressions.
Wow.
He's even doing the face, man. Like, he's like doing the eyebrows
Oh
up.
my God.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay,
to
well,
see
now
what
I want to watch it.
that-
Okay.
Yeah,
me
now
too.
he's in.
I like Owen
What
Wilson.
did you think, Mick?
I thought it looked really good. For the most part, I enjoyed WandaVision quite a bit.
Yeah.
Last episode, a little iffy for me, but overall,
Yeah.
really good. I'm watching Falcon and Winter Soldier right now. Kind of underwhelmed by it. I think this is I want to see the 4th episode that came out on Friday. It was like the first episode that I was excited for and that I thought was good. The Loki trailer, it gets me excited for the show. It looks really wacky and crazy. I like the character Loki. He's probably one of the best things about the MCU, in my opinion. It looks like it's going through kind of alternate timelines. You see some wrecked futures of New York that you don't see in, I think, the main MCU timeline. So I think we're going to see some weird alternate stuff with the MCU.
Do they establish when it takes place? Like, is this a prequel to something?
So
Or
did you watch Endgame?
No, I haven't watched it.
Okay, so in Endgame,
Let's get you up real quick.
and the most popular movie on planet Earth
True.
that
Not
Jonah
anymore.
didn't see.
Not anymore, guys, because they released Avatar in China and it
For the
beat out.
sixth-
Oh,
the
did it?
Avengers.
Did it
Yeah.
take back? Man.
Yeah.
Dude.
So it's
Well,
the
they're
same
just
company.
fighting with themselves.
Yeah, same company.
What the? Okay. So in that movie, they go back in time and they
Right.
steal back the Infinity Stones. Tony, Ant-Man, and Bruce, Hulk, they go back to 2012 original Avengers
Right. Yep.
movie. and they're trying to take back the Tesseract and Loki's scepter.
It's really a standard time travel. Try to avoid your other self.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very Back to the Future.
Except in the
Specifically
movie,
say that,
yeah.
like, it's not like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But it really is.
But it is, yeah. Yeah, it always comes back to
Yeah.
Did Michael J. Fox at least make a cameo?
I wish.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
yeah, playing the guitar in the background.
On a hoverboard.
So they go back to that point and they kind of fail because Loki escapes with the Tesseract, causing like this alternate split in the, I don't know how they put it, but it's like the main timeline that can't be branched out or split at all. So
So the show takes place
with that
following
Loki.
that. Oh, okay.
So it's the Loki from 2012 that hasn't had all this other stuff happen to him past that point. So I don't really know where the show is going,
Right.
but just based on the trailer, it just looks kind of crazy. And I think they're going more like that psychedelic, 1960s crazy comic stuff, which I like. I think it's cool. So
Yeah, I like the show format better than the movies, just because you get actually more time to develop character. Like I liked WandaVision. I didn't really like the ending, but and it was kind of strange. It was different, which I enjoyed.
It was
and
okay.
I liked that there was more character work. Like you're like, oh, I actually feel something for this character and what she's going through, and that's something that with the movies I was never like.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they bring in the brother for WandaVision, and in the movie it was always kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
He's dead now. But but for the Loki trailer, I was interested mostly because of Owen Wilson for one. But
In the 60s? That sounds like a good time.
but the first thing that came to my mind was like, it's like Umbrella Academy.
oh yeah, okay,
Like
yeah.
and I guess it's a pretty like standard trope is like, oh, there's a team of people or a company that's in charge of continuity for time travel. And it's the same thing in Loki. It's the same thing as in Umbrella Academy. And even the aesthetics are the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it's like old 50s. They're working on typewriters, stuff like that. So I'm like, that's the one thing that kind of popped out to me. I was like, I wonder if it's like, and obviously like there's probably like precedent.
Netflix is like, what?
Yeah, I'm sure there's precedent in the comics for it, like whatever the Bureau of Time Continuity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing that kind of like I was like, it's kind of interesting that
Yeah.
it seems like it.
Do you think
pretty
it'll be
similar.
like too much similar and like take you out of it? Like you're just thinking about Umbrella Academy at that point?
I think it might actually, because I'm gonna be like, oh, that's a similar character to the person in Umbrella Academy, or oh, that's a similar scene, or even the props looked similar to me. But that was just like one of my main takeaways. But I mean, I'm excited for the long shows. I just like the format better. I haven't watched Winter Soldier or fucking Winter Soldier yet because Crystal doesn't like it. So
Yeah.
I got to find time when I can watch it, when we're not doing something else.
Sure.
All I hope is that when Ben Stiller shows up,
Dude,
It's Starsky and Hutch. Like, it's just Starsky and Hutch. Oh, I love that movie, by the way. But no.
Get some Zoolander
How do
in
you
there.
feel about time travel in stories? I kind of don't like it. It feels like a way to kind of break the rules, which is totally fine and it's encouraged, but like it's kind of cheap almost.
I mean, at this point, it's very much a trope, and it's like
why don't the villains do that more often? Like, you know what I mean? Like that seems really. It seems like a cheap mechanic. If
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's fine when it's
Batman
done
does
in
it. Yeah,
Zack
yeah.
Snyder's Justice League, but anybody else, it's a trope. No, I think there's ways to do it. Like if
yeah,
it's done well,
Like the rule set is like determined. Like that. Like they like it's very. It's well like explained,
right?
So it's not like what
Well,
the heck?
so
Why is
here's-
it doing this way?
so-
Like how does it work? Like it's so confusing.
I know. I said I wouldn't talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I'm going to.
no
So,
way.
Lord.
quick
we're
tangent.
we're less than 10 minutes.
But
in.
he's
10 minutes?
so
So Lord Snyder, what he does is
no, but he's talked about how when he was going to do Flash going back in time for
Yeah.
Justice League 2 is that what he had established is that they can only do it twice a year is because the planets have to be aligned in a certain time for there to be actual time travel. So you can't just go back in time. And so that's why in Batman v Superman, when Flash comes in to the Batcave and he says, you know, am I too early? You know, because he chose the wrong spot. He can't just go anywhere in time. He has to, there's certain things that have to be aligned. So they can only do it at one point. So I think if you establish those type of things where it's not just like everyone can go back in time and then, you know, there's not really any rules to it. I think if you put rules to it and stick with them, I think that works. But who knows?
Yeah, I'm just bugged a little bit about it. That's all. I just think it's a little bit of a cheap and kind of like just not a high quality like storytelling tool, I guess. I mean, I could say the same about like alternate realities just in general, but like alternate realities are fine. But with I guess you didn't watch it, Endgame, or was it Endgame or was it the first one?
Endgame.
Okay, well, the one where Wizard Boy, no, I'm just kidding. What's his name? Doctor Strange.
I like Wizard
Boy.
Boy.
Where he goes and he checks out literally like every possibility.
That's the other one. What's the one before that called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Infinity War.
Thank you. Yeah.
But like that also seems like it's just like for me it was like okay, like there's literally one possibility out of how many?
It was like 17 million or something.
Yeah. And it's just for me it's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, this is fiction.
Yeah.
Like I'm being a little judgmental, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, with time travel I kind of just shut off. Like I'm like, okay,
I'm just accepting
this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like you can give me rules, but half the time they break the rules in the same movie. So I just have to just be like, okay, as long as I understand what's happening, and if it's a good enough story, I'm along for the ride. But like everything breaks down as soon as you're like, but wait, if he would have done this, then and it's like,
do you remember?
I
was gonna say, do you remember X-Men? Where he goes back in time, like Wolverine goes back in time with what's his face? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Days of Future Past.
Yeah. That was dope.
I actually really, that's
I like
really
Future Past.
well
that's
done,
how you do it right, okay?
I think probably one of my favorite. I'll call it time travel. Tenet, I think, did time travel in a way I haven't seen before, and I think when you do it that way, when you keep it fresh, it doesn't make me like sigh at time travel stuff.
But with the normal, so do you think that the normal viewer, I guess you'll call them, you think they'll get confused with the whole alternate reality with Loki?
I don't know.
Or do you think that was understood, like people will understand that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that.
I think Marvel, I think they do a good job at making things simple to understand, which might sound like a bad thing, a bad thing, or
to Jonah, it's a bad thing.
No, it's not. I'm not that much of a hater.
I think people will be able to get it, and if that's what they are doing, indeed, then I think that it'd be fine.
I think in the show they'll probably explain it.
Yeah,
like they're pretty good about like, hey, this is what happened. You know what I mean? They're gonna probably show you like. Jonah disagrees though.
This is what I think. I think, and this is Marvel and DC. I think it doesn't matter. I think both will do this. But when you have alternate realities and things, that just gives you an excuse to be able to be like, if there any problems arise, you can just be like, oh, well, that was a different reality. And so
it's like a cop-out.
Right. And so for me, it alleviates
like being committed to some decision.
Yes, those type of people that complain when movies come out and say, oh, that was a plot hole. Well, then they can be like, well, technically it wasn't a plot hole because actually that was in a different reality, or that was actually a different Loki that hadn't gone through things. So I think that just kind of, I hope they have like a good plan, but I feel like in most cases, and this will be DC too, if they decide to do certain things, they'll just end up being like, oh, well, that was a different reality, different Earth.
Earth 2.
Well, it's like there's already, I just think it just allows them to be able to cover up plot holes or anything like that because they can say anything.
But you guys say it looks good, just generally, right? The concept of it?
Yeah.
So that's encouraging. That's great.
Well, the amount of money they're spending on these shows is ridiculous. So, like, even if you look at Mandalorian or the amount of money Disney is putting into these shows, it's just like, it looked great.
Well, when you look at Mandalorian and you it looks like a movie quality.
That makes, I mean,
that kind of speaks for itself.
Imagine if we were podcasting back when The Mandalorian was coming out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You just have to make it to a year and a half or when the next one comes out, right?
Yeah.
Well, it comes out in
Boba Fett.
December.
No, there's the Book of Boba Fett comes out in December.
Yeah, but then the other one comes out a couple months after.
They haven't
cranking them out.
They haven't started filming. Again, there's rumors that stuff is going wrong behind the scenes. So they've pushed off season 3, and well, that's a whole rabbit hole we can go down later.
Yeah. But yeah, no, with The Mandalorian, like the quality, like the production quality, the new technology they're using with like the what do they call it?
Volume.
The volume.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is so good. It's amazing. The lighting's perfect because of it. And it's so much easier to edit and it's faster. It's so sick. I saw the room. It's so awesome.
They do it on site. Like they're editing while they're just,
so live
it's
editing.
amazing.
That's awesome. And I felt like every time there's like a good episode, I was like, that was the best episode. And then it'd be like 2 more and I'd be like, that was the best episode.
Yeah.
It just kept getting better.
People kept making fun of me, like, because on Facebook,
Really?
like, best show. Oh,
It's
this is the best
super
one yet.
good.
And then people
Oh,
would be
yeah.
like, and then I'd say it again at the next one. And they're like, oh, man, we heard it's really good. And then they'd be like, I didn't like it as much. And I was like, well, because characters from Rebels came in and stuff like
Yes.
that. So I'd be like,
I love that depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And you know I love that last episode. You know me. I'm a big Luke fan. I don't care what he looks like. I just like what he's doing. I ate it up, baby.
To me
I
is the weirdest complaint that is CGI complaints. Like when people complain, oh, the CGI wasn't as good. I'm like, I can notice.
Why does the real actor have to age?
Well, that's the thing.
What?
I'm like,
Come on, guys.
Just in anything. Like when they're like, oh, well, that CGI looked bad. I was like, it doesn't pull me out of a movie, like unless it's like super, super bad. But it's like, I'm like,
Well, it was
cool.
such a short. It was such a short stint too, so it doesn't justify a casting.
right?
Because recasting is risky.
And the whole element is like, man, the music was so awesome. Like how they filmed it, like everything was
Yeah, the
perfect.
moment, the build-up.
And then if you're like,
the reveal.
yeah, but he looked weird. It's like, yeah, but who cares? Like the whole moment and him talking and the story implications of it just completely outweigh whether he looked weird, his eyes looked weird, or his mouth moved funny. It's like,
I
that's
recognize those things, but I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Give me more of that.
That's how I saw it. Because door opens, you see Luke.
Ugh.
It's great. The CGI face did like give me a little pause.
Yeah,
but,
you're like, that's.
but the
CGI.
fact is that it's Luke. I mean, it's still Luke. It's cool. Who cares?
Well,
Who cares?
I mean, it's the how are you going to keep making stories about Luke
Yeah.
after he dies, right? Like,
Well, even
I don't know. Like, it's just you got to figure out ways.
I mean,
how to do it.
people
Either
want to
recast-
cast Sebastian Stan,
Yeah,
which
but-
I would be totally fine with. But
me too.
like you said, for doing such a short scene in the season finale, it's like,
Well, they could
you know,
yeah, they got it's decent enough.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, The Mandalorian was sick, and obviously we're gonna have some stuff to look forward to, right?
Yes, definitely.
What was the news on Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan, yeah. The Kenobi Show is, I guess.
Oh, Kenobi. That's right. They went just Kenobi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it started filming, or it starts filming soon, and they release the cast.
I just saw some pictures of him with his beard. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
love me some
he's like
Ben.
50 now.
I think so.
Nice.
I don't know. He looks young to me. Still looking
Is
good.
it supposed to
Yeah.
take like 10 years? Take place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith?
I don't think they've said what the
I thought I
time.
heard that somewhere.
Oh,
I would assume it would be something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for that show. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. So obviously Ewan McGregor, they got Hayden Christensen for, I'm assuming, Darth Vader.
Yes.
That'd be sweet if he was
like an
playing
Ewok.
someone else.
So this is one of those, I think, opportunities that, I mean, it's not really a retcon because it's not really like specified
Right.
in A New Hope, but this is an opportunity for them to, I guess, enrichen the story between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader by maybe having them confront each other again.
They're going to confront each other
they
again?
have to. They have to.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he
Have
says
to.
it. Vader says it. He tells Luke, he says, "You're
They're not getting caught up in any like inconsistencies in the story.
no.
There's
They're
no mention
they're
of like
fixing an inconsistency.
never seeing them
It
again.
would fix it.
Yeah.
So in Return of the
would
Jedi,
fix.
or in one of them, he says Obi-Wan once thought as you did, right? That there was still good in right.
in him, yeah.
Well, that makes no sense because at the end of Revenge of the Sith,
You're my brother.
you're right. You were the chosen one,
Yeah.
right? He leaves them.
So you're assuming that he's now.
Well, here's
like,
the thing. This is what I think. I think Obi-Wan thinks that Anakin is dead.
Yeah.
And then he's going to find out that this new Sith Lord, this new Darth Vader, he's going to find out that that's Anakin. Maybe Ahsoka tells him because Ahsoka knows, right? So that would be a way to connect it. Ahsoka tells him Anakin is Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan says, I can turn him back. There's still good in him. So he thinks what Luke thought. So the show is him leaving Tatooine to go and confront Anakin to try to turn him, and they have one more thing. He realizes he's gone. He's more machine now than man. It's not him.
Whoa.
Can you say it like him more?
He's more machine now than man. And that would make connect into the original trilogy and make sense.
Dude.
And then even when Vader says in New Hope, I haven't felt that presence since, and then he doesn't finish
doesn't say
it
it.
because he knows
Nice.
Obi-Wan. Then it's like that was 10 years ago, the last time I confronted
He's
Obi-Wan.
like, since 3 weeks ago when he
Lucky.
found me.
Lucky
And then
lines.
that would,
Very fortunate that
I
they
think
said
that would be
that.
perfect. And then
Yeah.
you have the Duel of the Fates one more time. Dun,
Ah.
dun, dun, dun. I mean,
I
Battle of
wish.
Heroes.
that was sorry.
Come on,
that
get
one.
your tracks.
But that would be
Amateur.
sweet
Yeah,
to do
absolutely.
that. So I think that's how
I
it
think of it like what they did with Rogue One with having it make more sense with the fault in the Death Star, that it was purposely put there instead of like this huge oversight that makes the Empire look stupid.
Yeah.
Like those little things I think
Like making
really
up.
really add to it. And I mean, yeah, like you said, it wouldn't contradict anything. It would just make it better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Any excuse for more Darth Vader, I'm down for. I just don't know if I want to see too much of him. Like I kind of want it to be still kept special, if that makes sense. But if he's announced on the main cast,
Yeah.
that might be a lot more time than I think, which is still cool.
See, I would want.
You want as much as you can get.
Well, I just think this is the Vader's prime.
Yeah.
Like
True.
you can get away
Dominance.
with showing him just wrecking people, and they did that in Rogue One.
That was so sick.
Like that, but this is even before Rogue One. So like this is, you could show him
still
being
young.
like, this is when he's making the name for himself. That they're like the Darth Vader, like the name that strikes terror in all the galaxy. I want to see that. I want to see him destroying rebel bases. I want to see him hunting down Jedi, because that's what. There's still going to be Jedi out there, and he's hunting down Jedi. Yeah. I want to see
parts.
that.
He's oiled up.
And just to see,
His arm's still shining.
just to see again, the heart of it is Obi-Wan thinking maybe there's still a chance. Maybe he still is the chosen one. Maybe he,
him.
And then having that be the climax of the show, that to me would be perfect.
Well, I think too, they could even go into more of Vader, like internally with his conflicts with the Emperor.
Yeah.
Which it's not really there at all in the original trilogy, except for, when he kills him at the end. I'd say that's a pretty big conflict.
Yeah,
but I think they could introduce more of that struggle with his, I guess, inner demons of, is Palpatine really like trying to help me out, or am I just like stuck in this torturous situation?
Well, and something that would be cool is to have, they've done it in the comics where he's like having dreams about Padme, and letting her die. And I think they could do like a cool Natalie Portman cameo, like to have him dealing with that.
Jar.
And then
They confirmed he's not in it.
but
Yeah.
Liam,
So they say. Yeah.
Liam coming back as Qui-Gon would be awesome, to have him teaching Obi-Wan
Please.
how to commune. That would be
be
awesome.
Can you imagine if they
It's
actually
gonna
did
happen.
that?
It's gonna happen.
Nah.
I'll put
He's
money on
moved
it.
on.
I'll put money on it.
Oh, how much?
I'll put money on it.
How much?
I'll put $10 that
Shake on it.
I'll
Shake
put
on it.
$10.
I'll make the deal with you.
All right.
That would be awesome.
Hopefully my wife doesn't listen to the podcast because she
She said she does,
oh no.
but I don't know if she does.
She did.
Oh,
I
no,
walked
she's
in and she was
supportive.
listening to it. So I went and turned it off. But yeah, I think he's going to show up.
I hope you're right.
I mean, it makes sense
I'm
because at the
paying
end of Revenge of the Sith, they have that conversation with Yoda about reaching the people of is it the netherworld of the Force? Nether region?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yes.
Well, and they also
secret
put like
nether
there's
regions.
a book of short stories that they also was about Qui-Gon talking to Obi-Wan about.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think he would do it.
Do you think they're going to do flashbacks?
I think that would be awesome.
I would like to see Obi-Wan, General Kenobi, with Anakin in their Clone Wars armor.
Yeah.
And you can actually get like more. I mean, because you don't really get. You get their relationship in the Clone Wars cartoon, and it makes the movies way better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so having them be like, hey, this is a scene. We were on this planet doing this, and you get their kind of banter back and forth, and you see their relationship together. I think it would just make
I think they'd be.
I
It would
didn't
solve.
think- I
It would
wouldn't think-
solidify.
I think they'd be stupid not to do that.
That would be amazing. But
I
who
had never
knows?
even thought about that.
Well,
that would be so
I'm
awesome.
just here to blow your mind. You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
That would be sick.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. That would
Yeah,
be awesome.
because in the prequels, even though I like the prequels,
Yeah, me
I
too.
think they're underrated films. Yeah, that's one thing that they don't have is that natural like show don't tell character building between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah. And the problem is because they just jumped.
Right.
It's like from episode 1, what's he, 10? And then you jump to
9,
Clone Wars when he's, it's like 10 years later.
19,
whatever.
yeah.
So you get all those stories in between. And then from Revenge of the Sith to, or from Revenge of the Sith to Attack of the Clones, you get that jump too, but you don't get the same emotional response. So that would be sick.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That just got me more excited.
But
Yeah,
just
we
gonna be
have,
disappointed when it doesn't happen.
Why didn't they do that?
Well, that's the risk we take when we
That's true.
when we
Speculating
talk about
kind
and
of
speculate stuff.
screw you
we
up.
could be completely wrong. So Joel Edgerton and what's her name? Bonnie Peace?
Uncle Onat Baru.
Yeah, they're back. Kumail Nanjiani in some role.
Nailed it. And bam. I hope he's an alien.
He
seems like he'd be a
he's
good
just like
alien.
completely
Horatio Sands.
unrecognizable.
They're like, hey, let's just get stand-up comedians to play aliens like Horatio Sands and Mandalorian.
Yeah, that is. It's an interesting trend they've got going. Well, even
Well, I guess Bill Burr is not an alien.
Maybe
Wait, that'd be actually so sick. They just bring a bunch of.
he could be
comedians.
playing a droid too. It's,
Yeah.
The
you never
ultimate
know.
would be like Dave Chappelle to come in.
Hey man, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that's getting me excited too.
Yeah.
How far off is it? It's like a year or less than a year.
It's got to be more than a year. Right?
They just started.
They just started filming.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Well, but see,
they
it doesn't take.
So it'll be a next year
because-
thing.
Well, because they film in the volume,
Yeah,
it
they crank
speeds
them out.
everything up. So I think this will come out a year from now. I
Yeah,
think they
I
would.
think it'll be next year.
I think
early. Maybe
they're dropping
Q2.
the Bad Batch May 4th. I think this would be the next big thing they would drop on May 4th
next year.
next year.
Yeah.
I think they can do it in a year.
And then, when does?
And they're saying it's shorter. I think they're saying it's just 6 episodes. So it's not as long. Mandalorian has been 8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's just 6, and it's supposed to be just one
Like one season.
season.
I think it comes out not this coming Christmas, the one after that.
Wow, really?
Are we putting money on
Yeah,
this
let's
too?
put money.
Oh, that's-
John is gonna go bankrupt.
Because they have
Oh, boy.
Andor also is already filming.
Oh yeah,
And so that's got to come out next year.
yeah,
you
but
might be
see,
right. It might be a
but
summer.
look what
release
they're
then,
doing
actually.
with WandaVision just happened,
Yeah,
and now
that's
Winter Soldier's happening. I think they'll do the same thing with Star
Crank
Wars
them out.
shows. Just do it over the year, like three series a year. So early, then one middle, and then the Christmas one. So they could.
I mean,
still
yeah,
do-
those shows are just like, I think they were like 2 weeks apart from the end of WandaVision to the
Smart.
beginning
Yeah.
of
Smart.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It's perfect. Constant flow of content.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, we're the ones that win, so keep
Yeah.
it coming.
No, it's super sick.
Are you guys afraid of like over?
No.
No.
Give it to me all. I don't care. If I don't like it, I won't watch it.
Yeah.
But I want Star Wars. Come on.
Yeah.
You want it until it's too much. Like you want to meet
It's never
what
going
that
to be
limit
too
is.
much.
Right,
I just
right,
want.
What
I
I'm
just
saying
want.
is, if there is no limit, then you want to try to reach that limit. Infinitely.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people are like, there's saturation.
Yeah.
If I don't want to, if they announce a comic and I'm like, that comic seems interesting, so I read into it or something. But if I don't, then I don't. It's like if they put out a movie that I don't want to watch, I just won't watch it. But like, I'd love them to do like an Old Republic movie and do like how the Sith came to be, the Rule of Two, all that kind of stuff. Darth Bane, Darth Plagueis. Like, I want those stories. And then, I want them to continue Rey's story and Finn's story and see, like, I want episode 10, 11, and 12. Give it all to me. I don't care.
Do you think they're
10 years from now
they're
they'll
going to continue that story?
10 years from now they'll do 10, 11, and 12.
But they're not going to get the same actors. Because they're not going to want to do it.
I guess I'm the weird one here. I love Force Awakens. Great start to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
The next two, I think there's just things in those movies that I could not get behind.
So you're grouping them both together? Because for me, they're
I'll
so
separate
different
them too.
in movies.
Oh no, I think you're right. I don't like them in their own specific ways. I think really, like, the biggest sin of Last Jedi is what they did to Luke. I can't get behind their
insert round of applause from Corey.
It's one of these buttons.
Later.
Yeah.
I think this is the end of a podcast for me.
I'm with you there.
Josh is the biggest Last Jedi fan of here. I'm like second. I agree with you guys out of some things, but I can get over it because I think that's what they decided to do.
I will say that what they did in The Mandalorian helps out a lot. Like how they showed him at peak performance doing the Darth Vader effect on Rogue One.
Yeah,
helped a ton. I will say that they are lucky they did that because I was pissed off. But now I'm not so pissed. So we're chilling. We're good. I'm happy.
And I've always loved the character of Luke, and I'm sure everyone here has too. But
these two don't.
I've been more of a Han fan. I love Luke, but Han to me is. I see the thing that I think that they did amazing in the sequel trilogy is the moment with Han and Ben. To me, what happens in The Force Awakens with them, his death, and then what happens in the last one,
like the flashback
Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
When they do that, where he,
I think
puts his hand on his face. That to me is like worth everything.
I completely agree. I think that's one thing that
it's just everything.
I said worth everything. All the mistakes that I think they made, and all the things that I think could have been better. That moment to me is so well done and so beautiful that to me it's like, okay, I can look past the rest of it. For that.
I can't look past it. I agree with you though. I think that they nailed Han in those three movies. I mean, he's not really in all of them.
He's in the third movie.
But Han is probably my favorite Star Wars character, and I think I agree with you.
And I think we all agree their biggest mistake was not having one person do all three movies. Because I think they should have just had J.J. Abrams do all three movies instead of mix them up. Yeah. Because then you can have one cohesive story instead of letting the next director take it one way and then the third director. Or they should have let Rian Johnson do the last two. If he's going to do The Last Jedi, then he does the next one instead of... I think that made it not cohesive. Yeah. And then they had to change things to kind of catch up to what the person before had done. So I think that's the biggest mistake is they should have... just let one person direct all three. Should have gotten Peter Jackson.
Hey, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Or Christopher Nolan.
I remember talking about it and being like really pumped and being like, "Oh, this guy, he looks good. He looks good. I like the movies he's done. They're kind of interesting."
You know what was
and
crazy
then it was
to me? Is seeing
so
like
great.
the casting like for The Last Jedi, like Benicio del Toro, dude, he's gonna be a sick Sith Lord. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, a perfect cast.
He was just a stuttering guy, dude.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was him stuttering.
That's what that was? What? You were just humming.
I can't think of one of the lines from the movie. Sorry. Yeah.
Like, I don't. That's a stutter.
No, he has like a weird like mumble like he goes
Yeah.
and then he says the line. I can't remember. Think of the line right now.
He says,
He drags it.
you get them today, they'll get you tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you get them tomorrow, you get them today.
That's a.
The point is,
I think
You like
that's
that?
no. That
Did you
wasn't even
think-
close to him.
Did you think Benicio del Toro?
No, that
sorry.
wasn't him.
There you go.
He's here at the podcast.
that sounds like a Looney Tunes character. Or I guess that's
I think the
Popeye.
Popeye.
Oh man.
Well, speaking of Looney Tunes,
Okay.
This transition.
Yo, that actually is super good.
segue.
Oh my god.
They just came out with Space Jam 2 trailer
Right.
or whatever. What is it called? Space Jam New Adventures of LeBron or whatever.
I don't know. But it has the goat in the movie, so of course I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks as crazy as I thought it would. Kind of weird, like because it's I don't know. Remind me about. I saw it like for one time. That's it, and it was like his kid is like captive or something.
He gets like
that.
sucked into.
But it's not actually his IRL kid. It's like an actor.
no, it's
kid.
like an actor kid.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
not,
it was going
Which
to
I
be
was
his real
like,
kid.
oh, missed opportunity.
It's not really brawny.
Bronny.
Bronny's too big.
That's
It'd be
true.
like,
Well, they could have done the little one.
Yeah,
What's the
but
name?
acting quality goes down a lot though.
No,
So.
I guess so.
Well, they did that with the original, right? Like MJ's family. That wasn't his real family.
yeah, but they weren't really in it that much.
Yeah, they weren't in it. No.
That's true.
Is this kid going to be in it?
He was like,
Well,
what,
he's like the kid that he's trying to rescue. He's trying to rescue his son. But the thing that's crazy about the trailer is they had like he's going through like falling through, and there's like different worlds. So like he goes through like the
It's-
Game of
yeah.
Thrones world.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
that.
well,
Really?
Drogon's in the one of the
Yeah,
dragons.
and
is
then
in the-
if you
The
look,
Iron Giant was
the
in
Iron
there.
Giant was in it.
yeah.
I got like
It-
Ready Player One vibes.
yeah,
yeah,
it seems like
true.
that's what they're doing.
Pennywise is in it. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze is in it, but it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
The,
how do you know
the
that's-
Batman '89 Joker
Yeah.
was in there.
So like they're
Yeah.
throwing a bunch of
Cool.
stuff in there. So it's like it'll be interesting. I mean, it's
Well, because they'll probably like world hop. It's probably what
That's
they're
what it
gonna
looks
do.
like. Because
That's
like
the
when he
standard.
like chose Toontown, it was
Yeah.
like in a huge list of everything.
yeah,
So
he
it
gets
seems
sucked
like-
into
World
like the
It's
WB
right,
Warner
yeah.
Brothers universe. So
Right.
like
I think the Snyderverse is in there.
Zack
Dude,
Snyder's
it better be.
You have like Batman dropping the F bomb.
Yes. Cyborgs F the world.
All I'm saying is there better be a guy with a sign that says #restore the Snyderverse.
Well, they're gonna
the
go
stands.
out of their way to put in the 2017 Steppenwolf,
Oh, that
like to make it
man, that
make
would be
it
the worst.
like just a spit in the face.
And there's
to
going to be
Yeah.
a
all
list
this
of worlds.
Snyder Cut.
Well, we're boycotting, guys.
Yeah,
Boycott
Snyderverse,
Space
that's
Jam
gonna
2.
It's going to be crossed out. The bottom.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, let LeBron do his thing.
I mean, it's going to be on HBO Max, so I'll probably watch it, but I would have never gone to theaters to watch it.
Yeah, that's one I would have skipped.
Yeah, no, I
That
wouldn't
seems
watch
like an airplane movie to me. Like I'll watch it in an airplane.
Yep. We'll see. I mean, it'll be like a whatever movie, and it'll be probably fun, hopefully. And you get to see LeBron James.
That's right.
Do you think he's gonna do like the MJ, like stretch his arm?
No, he's got to do something better than that. They got to up
Got to
it.
cement his legacy. That's
That's
the problem.
right.
He'll stretch his
can't-
neck.
and dunk it with his mouth?
Yep.
Yeah, that's sick.
Just the goat doing goat things.
Eating grass. Sorry. So dumb. But yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it should be fun. I don't have any expectations for it.
No.
But
Nah.
has he done a lot of acting at all?
He was
or-
in what was it called?
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck, where he was like he was in it, but he wasn't like not big roles. It's kind of like Dave Chappelle in You Got Mail,
Yeah.
where he was like
Kind of
the-
like a cameo, like a
Funny guy.
the funny black friend. You know, I think kind of that was the same role that LeBron played in Trainwreck.
Yeah.
also like 100 Sprite commercials, I think.
That's true.
So
gosh, yeah.
kind of a big deal.
I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
lot of
Why not
experience.
commercials?
Yeah.
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 Well, I was gonna say he could be like one of the assassins that John Wick kills, because doesn't he kill
kills.
another NBA player?
Oh, does he?
What does he kill? He's got a weird name. Bogun. Boga.
Oh yeah. I can't.
I can't think of
Bogart?
his name.
Humphrey?
He's pretty funny. He's a funny
Humphrey
dude.
Bogart.
He's a real tall guy. If
Yeah,
that helps.
Bogan.
I think it's
NBA
Bogun.
player, real tall guy. Whoa.
Yeah. So cool. Godzilla versus Kong came out a couple weeks ago. Did all of us watch it, or some of us?
I watched it. Josh
I watched
watched
it.
it. I don't think Corey
I did
watched
not.
I watched
but it was the highest viewed movie on HBO Max.
Even over Snyder Cut,
Or
right?
Snyder Cut. That's what they said.
doubt.
it. Lies.
There's no way.
I've been streaming the Snyder Cut every day in my house. There's no way I watched Godzilla Kong once.
Yeah, there's at least 30 views in this house alone.
I don't know, man.
Maybe they block your
Guys,
they're
we're
like
not
IP
talking. We're not
address,
talking about.
one view per IP address.
Actually, how YouTube works is every 3 views on an IP counts as 1 view. So you can't like spam as much. But
Oh well.
anyway, what do you guys think about it? Love to hear about it.
I haven't seen any of the earlier Godzilla movies at all, so
Big
I kind
Did
of
you watch Kong?
no.
Skull Island?
I haven't seen any of them.
You've
I
seen
just
the last. You've
I
seen
just-
the last scene though, right?
nope.
Yeah, I showed it to you.
What you did?
Yeah.
What was it?
Where
John C.
John C. Riley
Riley
goes
I've
back
seen this.
home, and it's like an SNL skit. Like it.
Oh,
I don't remember this.
okay.
Are you sure you
It
showed
is
it to me?
so funny.
I
We'll show you
showed it-
afterwards.
I think I
Well,
sent
okay,
you
you have
guys
to show me
the link.
after.
To people listening,
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got
if
it.
you
It's like old
if you
school,
haven't
old
seen
timeline.
Kong versus Kong Skull Island,
Yeah, Kong.
Kong versus Skull Island.
look up the end of that where John C. Riley comes back home, and it's supposed to be like an end credit scene that's supposed to be like emotional and like he's coming back home for the first time. It's so like cheesy that it's like I can't believe they filmed it and put it in the movie.
It looks like
It's
a parody in a comedy.
Yes.
Yeah. I was expecting Will Ferrell to be his son. That's how bad it's like it should have
His
been.
it was an announcement for Step Brothers 2. Oh jeez. Anyways,
That would have been great.
so yeah, what were you saying? You hadn't seen the other ones?
Yeah, I hadn't seen any of the other ones, so I didn't really. I mean, I don't think it really matters because I don't think that these movies really have like a continuity like Star Wars,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings type build up. But
Big monster go boom.
it was a big monster versus monster movie, and it was fine. I got enjoyment out of it, and I haven't really put much thought into it afterwards. So
To me, it was fine. I thought the visuals were really good.
that's one of the things that I thought I think they did a good job at showing how big they were.
Yeah.
I've heard this complaint with the second Pacific Rim movie that it kind of loses the feel that these are like giant robots like the size of skyscrapers.
Yeah. I thought it was good visuals and stuff. I just felt like, again, with all 3 of these movies, you don't really care about the human people. So to me, anytime it goes,
They were probably the worst part of the
anytime it
movie.
goes to like human story of it, I'm like, I don't care, And then there's no continuity between like the characters from the other movies and where they're like they have Millie Bobby Brown in this one, but and her dad's in it. He was in the other one.
Is he
like,
the same
a lot.
character in Peter Jackson's Peter Jackson's
No, he's
King
the
Kong
same one.
movie?
But I just feel like there's no like they didn't feel like the same characters because there was no like follow through with them. It was just she's like, oh, I'm connected to Godzilla, so I'm gonna try to figure out what's happening. But it just felt really like thrown together. And so if you're gonna do that, then have less of them and have more of the monsters fighting. It just felt thrown together.
I think in almost every big monster robot movie, it's always the human characters that are really
It's like Transformers is the same.
the
way.
least interesting thing about
The
them.
human stories in those movies are like a chip. It's like means to get the good stuff in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like it's a necessary mechanic of it,
Okay.
right? Like nothing's outstanding about a nacho chip. Some are good, you know. But it's all about the dip. It's all about that bean dip. You know what I mean?
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Now I want nachos. I think the exception to that is probably like your, Jurassic Parks, like the Jaws, and you can kind of argue that it's not really the same, but
well,
I think there's a better balance.
The monsters in those don't really have character. Like
sure, yeah, you're right. Yep. I mean, because Godzilla has like a personality.
Yeah,
Kong
like
definitely has a personality.
Yeah.
The T-Rex in Jurassic Park is just a giant T-Rex.
I also don't think people care. Honestly, I think people just want to see things go boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like one of those just popcorn movies, just whatever.
That's why I like the first Pacific Rim movie, because it's just, it's fluff.
Yeah,
it's
I like Pacific Rim.
Giant things punching giant things.
That's what I'm all about. Maybe it's watching Power Rangers.
Heck yeah.
I think conditioned me. Like Megazord fighting random giant putty.
Make him growl.
Yeah, I don't care about the human characters. I'm like, okay, there's two big things fighting each other. Cool. Let's see what happens.
Well, the other thing that was weird about it is I feel like it was a Kong story and Godzilla was just like a additional character, because it was like going into like they had to get Kong to and so they gave like him the emotion, like you felt for Kong a little bit, like that's what they were trying to go for, so it ended up just becoming a King Kong movie instead of a
Do you think it's because
Godzilla
there were was it 2 Godzilla movies already, or 3?
Yeah, 2 Godzilla movies.
Or was it 2 or 3?
There's 2.
2, yeah. Do you think that's why? Because there was only one Kong movie before this?
Yeah, I guess. But I just feel like if you're going to do Godzilla versus Kong, kind of like it. Sorry, it's kind of like BVS. If you got 2 characters that are going at each other, you want to kind of give both characters like an emotional resonance.
Sure.
And so if they decide to do that with Kong, and I realize why they do that, because he's a monkey, and so there's the element where like you can show more emotions with.
I did see Godzilla smile in this movie, which creeped me out.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like a slight smirk or
he
something?
cracks both sides.
Oh, yeah.
And so to me, that was kind of like, it was just a little weird, because I felt like they put so much on the Kong side, and then Godzilla was just like, oh, well, he's just coming up and wants to kill people. So, but like I said, for the fight scenes and all that that's why you watch that movie. It's not like you're going in to watch those movies for deep storytelling or anything. So, it was fine. It was good.
I fell asleep.
I'm just thinking.
I was real tired.
I'm just thinking, when our Aunt Linda, she had a bunch of the old school, like Mothra and like Godzilla and all of these different ones. Compared to those, better, worse? What would you guys say? Better, worse?
Oh, just absolutely better. Just visuals alone.
Okay. I'm just saying. They were black and white, and it was awesome.
People in giant suits are filming real bugs and stuff.
I will say, when the Power Rangers, the Zords would get busted or something, I'd feel bad for the Zord. I don't know how they did it, but I was also
Who's fixing the Zord too?
I'm like, oh,
Alpha.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are speaking a foreign language.
Really?
I was never a Power Rangers kid.
Well, what were you?
I was a VeggieTales kid.
Yeah.
Really?
I wanted to see Tom, or what are the names? Bob?
Larry?
You obviously weren't a VeggieTales kid.
I wasn't even a
Tom the Shroom, the really famous one. Yeah.
Yeah, we were Power Rangers kids. We were.
Heck yeah.
That's what we do.
I had
Corey had all the Zords and we play.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and that little sword flute.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Power Rangers podcast.
Hey, man.
Dude, that sounds good.
It's Power Rangers podcast. Hey, it's a lot of my childhood. Saturday morning cartoons.
That's right. It's morphin' time.
But yeah, I thought the visuals, like the CGI was great. It was, I thought it was flawless. Oh. So
that's high praise. Flawless.
Yeah.
It just looks really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. A couple more things we can talk about. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think I'm the only one that's been watching that show.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing, right? You guys were talking about oversaturation, and I'm like kind of. I can watch it.
That's why I took a break from Marvel.
Yeah, that's why.
I was oversaturated.
Not because you have them as your sworn enemy.
You've been taking a long break from Marvel.
It's been a long time. How many years? Yeah. So, what do you think? Should I watch it?
You know, I would say yes. In my opinion, I think it's the first 3 episodes are pretty slow. Even the 4th episode is slow, but it's my favorite episode so far. It just like there's a turn that happens that the first 3 are building up to that I think is worth kind of watching them.
Nice.
A little boring.
You should watch it.
You're
really selling this.
You know, I play both sides since I'm the only one here.
That's good. That's good, man.
But I mean, especially if you've kept up with everything that's happened in the MCU, I would say absolutely you should watch it.
Okay.
I'll go to the other side again. Falcon has never been a character that I've really liked at all.
He's one of the least favorites for me.
To me, he's just kind of annoying, and I've just never been a fan of him.
You know, interestingly enough, it seems like they're making movies for the ones that I don't like the most. Like they're also doing what's her face, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Black
Widow.
Which that's actually they caved, right? And that's coming to Disney Plus.
But they're still doing the.
It's in
like
It's still the 30
the premium.
Yeah,
which drives me nuts.
yeah.
Hey, everybody! HBO Max is putting them on for
All right.
free. You don't need to pay extra.
That is actually bull crap. That they're making you pay more on top of your subscription.
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah, $30.
thing
You get to
I-
keep it though.
Oh wow, digitally,
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're basically
basically buying the movie.
You're buying a digital,
And so as long as you have
right.
your subscription, you can access the movie.
and as long as you
So
have
you
internet,
don't.
So it's not really yours
so it's not
because if you
yours.
quit having Disney Plus, then it's not yours.
then you don't have it.
and as long as they're
Hey.
hosting it, and you have internet, and you're paying for it,
Them's the rules.
it's
Yeah,
stupid.
that's
It's the
baloney.
streaming rules, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, that's not HBO Max's rules. Anyways,
Any good movies on HBO Max?
Nothing.
Zack Snyder's Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Justice is Gray.
Are they going to do the Game of Thrones thing too?
They're doing like 3
they're-
Game of Thrones shows.
Yeah, so that'll be some.
And supposedly
value.
there's rumors of a Harry Potter show.
No way.
Like early development.
Like baby Harry Potter?
No, like grown up Harry Potter.
Oh.
Like after the movies.
See, I would like just. I mean, we're getting off Winter Soldier
Sorry,
stuff.
yeah.
But
No one
it's
else has
fine.
seen it.
I'll yeah, no one's seen it, so it's
no good.
we can shelf the discussion
watch
here.
it. I'll watch it and then I'll come back.
I'm willing
Yeah,
to catch up, and next week we can talk about it.
I'm watching
sure, yeah.
tomorrow.
Episodes. I'll watch it
no.
tonight. No, I was kidding.
I'll do it better than you do. But yeah, I hope it gets better because I've been kind of bored overall. But what were we talking about?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. I would love to see just a retelling of the books in show form. I think those books.
Wait, you want to just
Do
redo it?
we do the movies?
well, yeah, as a show.
What? That's
No,
never
you
going to
can't do
happen.
that.
Why do you guys hate me?
That's a terrible idea. It's terrible.
It's a great.
The way that I look at it, and I think you could say this for any book, is a TV show. I think is a better like translation to visual media than a movie is because you
have
could
more
just
time.
more time. You could delve into things more that you can't really with a movie. I think it would be really cool to see those books as a TV show.
I disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you do. You do.
I just don't want to see.
They're not going to do it. That's the
You
you
problem.
just
they
don't want to
won't
see
do
it again.
Yeah, I'm like I saw the movies.
Sure.
My
I-
wife watches them all the time too, and I don't want to see it again.
And I don't want to see, like you can add, obviously, shows are way better because you can explore all the little details about the books. But like half the details in the books is like, do I really want to know about female Dobby and
Winky?
Winky and the rights for elves? I'm like, I don't really care about
You
it.
don't want to go into
Peeves.
spew?
Wow,
No,
this
I
just
don't
took a
care.
turn.
I don't care about elf rights.
Winky,
okay?
what?
I
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say
Wow.
Elf
they
rights.
should be slaves, and that's it.
I do
Well,
not
that's
subscribe
a
to your way of thinking.
I think that if you wind back time and you're like, well, would you rather have movies or TV show? You're like, TV show.
TV show, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like using this current day strategy of streaming and stuff like that, I think it'd work better because you get better details, more character progression. And
well, that's the thing, too.
Little mini arcs.
Those movies, the last one only came out 10 years ago. So I think it's still pretty fresh in people's minds. And I mean, that's just me thinking that I just want to see this in a different way and more true to the books. And
okay, that's what I was going to ask was, are you the person who's like, well, it's not true to the books or it wasn't like the books?
I mean, as movies go, I think they're fine for translating the books. But
as much as you can for like the short amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it just goes back to TV shows can just, I think, do it a lot better.
Yep.
So that's just my opinion that no one else agrees with.
So in a perfect world well, I'm just saying it can't happen now. That's all I'm saying. If you go back in time, yeah, I'm down. I'm with you.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna do it. I agree with you guys. I think that they're either gonna tell just something else completely besides Harry Potter stuff still in the
Was that someone else?
That was my Mexican Coke topping.
the return of Kermit to the podcast.
Dobby.
Like they could do like the Marauders, James.
That'd be
Sirius,
cool.
all those,
Yeah,
they
that'd be
could
sweet.
do that. They could do future Harry Potter stuff after they're out of school. I mean, they could do anything, and I think people would watch it.
Wait, so your idea of post-school Harry Potter, was that just a guess?
So
Did you hear
they
something?
mentioned that they were like in early discussions about things going on
possibility.
after, because there's the Cursed Child, right? That's the Broadway play / script,
Man,
which is Harry Potter's kids.
That's a terrible story.
Really? I haven't.
I heard
Oh
the
my
same
gosh.
thing. I
It's
heard it was
bad.
terrible. I haven't read it.
Time
It
travel.
takes a dump. It takes a dump on everything
on
they
Luke
build up to.
Skywalker.
It's that
I
bad.
will not stand for it.
The stink crosses.
I thought Hamilton was
Cinematic universe.
a Harry Potter Broadway show, wasn't it?
I don't think so. But anyway, so they could do something after school, either before they have kids or whatever.
If they did that
knows?
and it made the Cursed Child not canon, I would be let's do that.
I mean, just they're wizards. They can be in an alternate reality.
No, here we go again.
That's how you do it, guys.
So, time traveling spell.
Yeah, but I mean,
Cheap.
Jonah, you're not that big of a fan of Harry Potter.
Wait, do you hate it?
I don't hate it, but I just every time I watch Harry Potter, I think my wife watches them all the time, like every month. She's like,
No.
"Oh, I haven't watched these in a while," so she puts
Every
them on.
month.
And I
You're
always end
lying.
up watching the same parts, so I, it drives me
Eat
crazy.
slugs. You eat that one?
Yes.
It's like when you
Or
watch.
when they throw when they're
His remember all.
when they're
Throwing his remember all.
oh yeah when they're on the brooms.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Give it here, Malfoy," and all that kind of. So I end up watching the same parts. Anyways, what I was gonna say is every time I watch Harry Potter, I'm always amazed. I'm like, man, these came out around the same time Lord of the Rings, and why do they look like so much trash compared to Lord of the Rings? Look
It is
amazing.
Because
It's
what
incredible.
a workshop. That's why.
Well, you look at the troll from Fellowship, and the troll from Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
It's
Insane.
it's crazy how different.
I think their priorities
quality
were
they
different. I think their priorities.
I'm just saying, one's better.
One is
And it's amazing how I can
Way
watch
better.
Lord of the Rings and be like, wow, this still looks good. Look at those orcs. And then you watch Harry Potter and you're like, what is this dribble?
I didn't see any spells in.
you shall not.
Yeah, the spells in Harry Potter are lame too. They're just little flashing lights.
Oh, that's actually rude.
You know, apparently Harry
That's true. Actually.
Harry Potter does not cast a single spell in the first movie, not one.
He got
What a
carried.
sucker.
Give it
got
here,
carried.
Malfoy.
All he can do is shove it up things' noses, and
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And people call him a great wizard.
Hey, I appreciate you guys joining my hater Harry Potter.
I like the Harry Potter movies.
I know you guys do. And a lot of people do. I'm just.
I even like the new ones. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I haven't seen the second one that they did.
Oh, the Fantastic Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate him, huh? Sea Dog?
I don't care about them.
Okay.
That's why. I don't have any investment in them.
Yeah.
It's brand new content that has no like books that are like backing them up. So it's not really a big deal for me personally. And that Newt guy pisses me off.
I like Newt.
I know, and you and Crystal
He's also
love
autistic,
him.
bro. So you hate autistic people?
No,
Yikes.
he's really cool, and I really like him a lot.
There you go.
I'm a huge fan of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Here, let me just blow in my pipe over here.
I don't know if that's coming up on the mic, but there's some weird noises going on.
What if it doesn't pick it up? I'm just saying that.
Do you have a haunted house, Jonah?
I think
it
if
could
someone
be.
turned on the shower or the bath.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just the water, guys.
Yeah.
Well, so those movies are interesting because they're canon to the books, like they're like directly with the books, but they're also like tied into the movies because they're movies. How does that work? Because is there anything like contradicting?
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, J.K. Rowling is
Crazy.
the queen of contradicting herself.
Yeah.
And then she'll go on Twitter and she's like, well, actually,
Oh man.
Hermione.
Hermione is black in the play.
When you
And-
read the
and,
line,
it
it very clearly says she has pale skin and
Yeah.
red hair or curly hair. or
Yeah,
something
right.
like that.
Curly hair, yeah.
And so she's, I mean, she does whatever she wants. So
Yeah.
even at the end of the
her
second
story, I
of the whatever the latest Fantastic Beast was, like Crimes of
Crimes of
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald.
There's a reveal, and you're kind of like, I mean, I don't care because I don't know much about the books anyway. But
What's the reveal?
Crystal was like, "Do you want to know?"
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
spoil.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch
spoiler warning.
Our whole podcast spoiler.
I know. Just
Just so you guys know.
So it turns out Ezra Miller, the character,
The Flash.
yeah, that's right.
he went back to he didn't go back to Warren Batman. He went back to Harry Potter.
I'm gonna call it there. Okay, that is
That's
going
enough
over the
of
line.
those But it turns out he's a Dumbledore.
What?
Yeah, because whatever the legend of the Phoenix, that it always goes to a Dumbledore in need or whatever, and like every other thing in this universe. But at the end of the
But you
of the
didn't watch
movie-
it?
I didn't watch the
wow,
last
okay,
one though.
okay.
So at the end of the movie, you see that he has a Phoenix is being reborn, and so you're like, oh, he's a Dumbledore somehow.
Yeah, he's a double dude.
So now she has to figure out basically how she's going to explain it,
Yeah.
because it's
was
like
weird,
it
dude. I was
doesn't
like,
it doesn't really make sense. Like it's not going
there's
to make sense.
no. Yeah, that does not fit in the books at all. I don't. You said you haven't read the books.
Crystal's read them to me. You know what I'm saying? We're not through them yet.
you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what it is.
She read them to you.
She's like,
yeah.
yeah.
You guys drive on
Crystal read them
trips
to me.
and
You know
she'll
what I'm
read
saying?
the book to you. Amazing.
Oh, nice! Wow.
Shout out to
a
Crystal.
live audiobook.
That is amazing. Does she do the voices
No.
and everything?
I said no.
But would she
It's
have?
just because she has a terrible British accent. She always wants to say that she does. She's always like, when we're hanging out, she's like, I sound great. And she does. I can't even do it because
Let's hear it.
no, mine sucks too. But hers is probably better than mine. I'll admit that. But still,
Harry
Anyway.
Potter. Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, so I know a little bit about it. So what? Dumbledore has one brother and then a sister, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so that's the only siblings that we're aware of. But apparently, somehow, somewhere,
Yeah.
there's a
Wasn't there like a reference in like the books, like the earlier books? There was like it was a triangle, or like it mentioned that there was only 3 of them.
yeah. And
I
that's,
mean, they go into specific detail that there were
There's
just
like
those
art.
3 kids.
yeah, but it's probably a stepchild.
I mean, that's what it's going to have.
I think
to
it's a
be.
half
Yeah.
brother.
I mean, if you look like Ezra
Half
Miller
blood
compared
prince.
to
Jinx.
what's the actor Jude Law, they don't look anything
Yeah,
alike.
no way. What's that meme that is like, man, the last 20 years have been terrible for Dumbledore just because.
He accelerated quite a lot.
Yeah.
He went downhill. How are they going to do? Well, no, never mind. I was going to bring it back to Kenobi. But yeah. How did we get on this? How did we get on Harry Potter?
Mick wants a new show.
We talked about
Harry Potter.
about HBO Max and what they were
yeah.
what was coming up for them.
Wow, what a ride it's been, guys.
Quite a ride. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I mean, whatever they do, I'll watch. I'm
You should
excited
probably
for it.
watch it.
Yeah, you should he says whatever they'll do, he watches. He hasn't watched what they've done so far.
Well, I mean, stuff that I care. I mean, it goes back to what Jonah said. Like, if he's not going to like it, then why watch it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
Oh, okay.
those movies just don't interest
Well,
me.
maybe you do like it though.
Well, maybe you like the ones that you don't watch.
Maybe we'll find out.
You know what, Jonah? I take it back.
Out next week.
I take it back. Your point's stupid. You should watch all movies.
Hey, here's a quick question though.
What?
Going back to Falcon.
Just
because I heard some people. Does he kill people?
I think every MCU character.
Well, I'm just saying
people.
because I saw this meme where people were like,
Here we go.
where people were like,
Here we go again.
they're like, oh, he's just blatantly shooting people and killing people, and he's like, but if Batman does it, there's like people having a problem with Batman, like blowing people up.
I think every MCU character kills people.
Okay, I just want to check.
How can superheroes not?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whenever
Eventually.
that's what
Even if
people
they
complain about in Zack Snyder's movies is like, Batman killed people, and that's
Hey, no one's fighting you right now, Jonah. Nobody's arguing about
Well, then they make
just wanna know.
they make the argument of
Why are you holding a gun at us right now, Jay?
You did just get a gun for your birthday, right?
BB
A
gun.
BB gun.
BB gun.
BB gun, yeah. No,
but it looks real.
Did you shoot it?
No.
You got a BB gun?
Yeah,
you didn't see it. You
I didn't tell you, Uncle Bruce. Yeah, Uncle Bruce.
I asked you what you got, and you didn't.
Shout out to Uncle Bruce.
You should have
got me.
Hey, if you're listening, Uncle Bruce, you're the best man.
Dude, you should have pulled it out
Hey,
to
got me
him.
a sweet BB gun. Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Because you probably think it was real because it doesn't have an orange tip.
Dude, you better not take that outside.
It's blacked out. Yeah, you get in
I
trouble.
thought it was real. Maybe it is real, and he just threw BBs in there to throw everyone else off.
That'd be awesome.
would that be awesome?
I don't know, actually. I
Get a gun for your birthday? Sure, that'd be awesome. In this climate?
Absolutely. This climate.
A lot of paperwork goes into that.
Have to file off the number.
But I guess like the people that argue about Batman killing people, then they bring up, well, why doesn't he just kill the Joker? Why doesn't he just take out all these villains? I personally don't have a problem with how he is in
Jonah.
how he is in the Snyder stuff. I think it's an interesting aspect of his character, like looking in the Nolan films, that they have that. I think taking that away takes away some of that interesting stuff, but that's just my opinion. I don't know if you.
And you've been wrong before. Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, because then people will say, "Oh, he's no different than the Punisher or any other character." So just his no killing rule makes him something else.
Well, I think
when does he kill?
Well, in BVS, they he's blowing people up and stuff, and
Wait, when?
They don't explicitly show it though, but people are like, "Oh, he's
like
good
that
to
guy
survive
died."
that.
Oh, he flipping cars over with guys in it and stuff. But he's super brutal.
Residual,
He's super brutal, even in the warehouse scene where it's throwing guys
That's
against
true.
the wall and their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good. They're wearing armor.
But the whole point
doesn't he
of-
throw him down it though?
Yeah, and he's but the whole point of
they're dead.
BVS is that he is, Alfred says it, he's become what has made good men cruel.
Yeah.
And so he is in this funk where he's just killing people. He's brutal. He's branding people. That's the whole point of the movie. And Superman brings him back to the Batman that's hopeful.
Isn't the idea of you die a hero, but you live long enough to see yourself the villain or something like that?
Well,
That's
I think
the
it's
quote.
just the aspect of
That's that constant struggle with him.
right. Well, even the aspect of the
Teetering.
Joker killing Robin,
Yeah.
is what has put him over the edge. And when he sees Superman come and kill the people that he cares about in his building, and that's what tips him over the edge, where he becomes cruel. So
Yeah.
I would rather it be like the animated show where anytime people fly out or anything, they land in water or there's a mattress and they and it
That's true.
explicitly shows
Yes.
them
Like a
they're
giant
okay. They're okay.
marshmallow. Or,
Yeah,
Lands in the
exactly.
back of a dump truck that's filled with pillows.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it.
That's what I want to see. Just so I
Yes.
know that they're okay.
yeah, and then we'd all be happy.
Yeah.
I
Would we?
guess so. Let's just watch the animated.
The animated Batman is the best cartoon ever made.
Okay.
Really? What is?
wait,
you
you're-
said okay.
Well, there's
what's better?
wait,
What
wait,
better
wait,
cartoon
wait,
is there than the
Are
animated
you talking
series?
about only in the 90s?
No, I'm talking about
All time.
all time. The
that's
animated
sick.
series.
Are you sure? That's very sweeping. It's very broad.
What's a better show cartoon than the animated series?
Are you just calling any animated?
Yeah, what's a cartoon?
Is Rebels a cartoon? 'Cause it's
Sure,
animated?
Yeah,
Let's go back to VeggieTales.
So Clone Wars.
yeah. Batman animated series is better than those shows.
Okay.
The fact that you believe that is like ridiculous to me. Actually, I agree with you. It's the best cartoon ever made.
I think that's a pretty
I think you might. You would put some anime shows above it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about animes. Oh, easily. It's not even close.
Have you
And
ever
you would
watched
be
One
wrong.
Punch Man? So yeah.
Did you haven't watched
Or
that?
My Hero Academy.
Academy.
Right? Isn't that what it was
Academia.
called?
Academia,
Oh, whatever,
thank you,
guys.
Mick. Wow.
Hero Academy.
Yeah, same thing, guys.
Yeah, this
Or
is
have you
gonna
guys
be a
watched
thing.
Dragon Spheres?
What is that? You make that up?
I'm making a joke because I
Dragon
missed
Balls.
That's a terrible joke. It's so bad, dude.
Well, guys, I messed up Academia or whatever.
Dragon 3D circles.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they did just drop a trailer for a new animated movie about Batman, Batman Long Halloween. Did you guys watch that?
I watched that, yeah. The comic is one of the best. I have the
And it's
graphic novel. It's awesome.
It's one of the big influences that the Robert Pattinson Batman movies pulling from. So
Yeah, it looks good.
yeah,
DC's animated stuff is always, I think, really good.
the animation looked pretty cool. It's a like it looks more shell shaded, crispy. I guess is a way to put it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They always tend to do different things with each one they're doing. So, I mean, you didn't like the Batman Ninja one, did you?
The movie was fun.
I did not.
The movie was
it? You didn't bro, you like anime.
Okay. It just felt so like it. He didn't belong there.
Yeah, he didn't. He's Batman.
I'm just saying, like that.
point of the
is-
movie.
It's just weird, man. I don't know. It was all right.
the last
You
stuff
don't
was
like the
was-
monkeys coming through and be like,
It was a little weird. It was a little
I
weird.
loved it. I just loved how crazy it got.
Okay.
But again, that art style was amazing.
Yeah, I just
it was beautiful. It was a moving painting, as they say. But you're right. They do different animations for almost every movie they put out, and I think that's cool. I mean, it keeps it, unless it's like that consistent animated movie universe that they did, starting with the Justice League War.
Yeah. Or they even did the Red Hood one.
Red Hood. They did the Dark Knight Returns, which that's my favorite animated movie that they've done. I think that one's amazing.
You didn't like the Killing Joke?
I thought it was fun. I liked it.
People hated it.
People hate-
I
people hate
know,
that movie.
and I totally understand. I get it because they don't get it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's right. They don't get
no,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just an entry level viewer and you don't understand what this comic was about, and like, I don't know, you have to have a little bit of knowledge to understand this is what I'm getting into. Okay.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people had problems with stuff they added that weren't in the comic,
Yeah.
like the stuff with Batgirl. But to me, it was like, I mean,
Stuff with Batgirl and
didn't-
all the other shows.
yeah,
I didn't care. I thought it was good.
Are all those on HBO Max?
most of them. Some of them
So
aren't.
the new one's going to be on HBO Max, or
I'd assume it would be.
Because they put the new one that they just
wouldn't
had,
they?
the Red Hood.
Does it
The
work?
Death in the
Does it work
Family.
the same way?
I don't
if it's on
think so.
HBO Max?
No, I was just watching it and it just goes through it. You don't get to choose.
So which one does it choose?
I haven't finished it. I'm like 40 minutes in, so I don't know how it
not a
ends.
real fan.
Too busy streaming the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
True, that came out.
TVs.
No, the problem is it's
Not enough phones.
it's kind of violent, and so if I'm watching it and Maya comes in, she thinks it's a cartoon, so she wants to see it, and then
Well, it is a cartoon.
well, it is, but like a cartoon for her, and then Joker's like beating Robin with a crowbar and blood everywhere. So I don't want Maya.
she's seen worse.
Probably.
Didn't she play Red Dead Redemption?
She did get eaten by a wolf in Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's pretty funny.
Well, that's going to do it for this week of the Nerd Age podcast. Thanks for coming around and hanging out with us, talking about nerdy things. If you guys want to interact with us or have any questions, just find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and just leave a comment. And we'll see you guys next week.